we're going to do teen book talks, but this is Bowie, and she just wanted to apologize for all the barking that you're going to hear in the background later on in the video. Anyway, enjoy the books. Hi, my name is Abby Lynch, and I'm the Teen Services Librarian at the Brookfield Library, back for another week of Teen Book Talks. This week we're going to talk about new graphic novels, so that's graphic novels that are newly added to our teen graphic novel collection, although some of them are older titles that we've just recently added. But before we get started with those books, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on something new that we're trying out. I know that many of you know that you can request a personalized reading list from me through the library website if you are not sure of what to read, or if none of these books that I do in these videos really hit the spot for you. You can tell me a little bit about yourself and I will make a list for you. But that telling me a little bit about yourself process does involve answering some questions, and I know right now that making decisions or being super reflective or trying to articulate yourself might not always be the easiest thing to do. It's hard to even decide little things these days. So to take some of that decision-making process out of the picture, we're offering another way to get some new book ideas, and that's super secret book bags. So how they work is you fill out a form, you just tell me a genre, or you don't even have to tell me a genre, and you tell me what section of the library that you want it from, if it's okay to do children's fiction, teen fiction, tween fiction, and that's it. And I pick out a couple of books, I wrap them up like little presents, and stick a few words about what they are on the front, and you can pick them up at the library. So if you want a little treat for yourself, or if you're tired of making decisions and want me to pick the books for you, that's one way that you can discover some new books. It's very similar to our blind date with a book or our masked stories displays that we've done in the library before. So just something to try, and if you don't like the books, that's okay. There's plenty other ones out there for you, like maybe some of these new teen graphic novels. So let's get into the books for today. The first one, I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware that Jerry Craft has a new graphic novel out called Class Act. Of course, his previous book, New Kid, was a huge award winner, very popular. I know we have a couple of copies and they're always going out, so I wanted to make sure people knew about Class Act, which is a companion book to New Kid. So a lot of the same characters, but you don't have to have read the first one to read this one. 8th grader Drew Ellis is no stranger to the saying, "You have to work twice as hard to be just as good." His grandmother has reminded him his entire life. But what if he works 10 times as hard and still isn't afforded the same opportunities that his privileged classmates at the Riverdale Academy Day School take for granted? To make matters worse, Drew begins to feel as if his good friend Liam might be one of those privileged kids. He wants to pretend like everything is fine, but it's hard not to withdraw, and even their mutual friend Jordan doesn't know how to keep the group together. As the pressures mount, will Drew find a way to bridge the divide so he and his friends can truly accept each other? And most important, will he finally be able to accept himself? I just want to open up and show you some pages so you can see some of the artwork. So we'll see a page with Drew and Jordan. So you can see the characters are your characters that you know and love from the last book. I wanted to show you a couple of the chapter headings because they reference other books and graphic novels. So this is, based on the cover of this, is our Pact, which we have in the library. And then this one, Teal Friends, looks like Shannon Hale's Real Friends. So that's something that I really love about Jerry Craft's artwork, is he's always trying to layer in these Easter eggs. So if you're a big graphic novel reader, you might have fun trying to spot the other books that are referenced in those chapter titles. Next up, we have a Marvel comic, Riri Williams' Ironheart, Volume 1, Those with Courage, by Eve L. Ewing, Kevin Libranda, Luciano Vecchio, and Geoffo. And this is one of those ones that is newly added, but not necessarily new. So you might have already seen this Ironheart character before. But when a group of world leaders is held hostage by one of Spider-Man's old foes, Riri must step up her game. But she's thrown for a loop when an old acquaintance from back in Chicago re-enters her life. Now, Ironheart is caught between her need for independence and her obligations at MIT. And when an old friend is kidnapped, she needs to make some tough decisions. Luckily, Riri has a will of steel, a heart of iron, and a brand new AI system on her side. Ironheart steps boldly out of Tony Stark's shadow to forge her own future. So that's Ironheart. When I was looking at this character, hi Bowie, I noticed that there is a Disney Plus show with this character in development. So it's a character you might be seeing more of in the MCU. Here's some pages. Here's like an action-packed page, and then here's an out of action page. So that again is Riri Williams' Ironheart, Those with Courage. Next up we have Beyonders Volume 1, The Mapmakers by Paul Jenkins and Wesley St. Clair, which is for history, mystery, scavenger hunt, adventure fans. A young boy obsessed with crop circles and cryptography finds his boring life turned upside down when he discovers that all of his conspiracy theories are true, sending him on the ultimate treasure hunt for an ancient secret spanning thousands of years. What is the connection between a lost mountaineer, an indecipherable manuscript, and the lost library of Alexandria? How is this connected to a one-eyed, flatulent Welsh corgi and endless plates of corned beef sandwiches? Find out in the Beyonders and uncover the secret of the actual treasure hunt woven into its pages. So I am actually really excited to check this one out because of this whole treasure hunt within its pages. When I'm looking through at the artwork and the description, it really reminds me of like National Treasure. That's the vibe that I get. But it really has, at the beginning, a page telling you that there's a treasure hunt in the pages, and you can see the little symbols in the different panels as you read through. And just for a little bit of the art style, you can see here where I might get that National Treasure from. It's very like National Treasure vibes, very Indiana Jones-y adventure vibes. So if you like those kind of stories, you can check out Beyonders, Volume 1. The next couple of books are fairy tale inspired. First up, we have Brightly Woven, the graphic novel by Alexandra Bracken and adapted by Leigh, Dragoon, and art by Kit Seaton. So this is actually based on a regular novel or a non-graphic novel by Alexandra Bracken called Brightly Woven. Extraordinary things just don't happen to 14-year-old Sidel Mirabille, a talented weaver who dreams about life outside her tiny village. But that all changes when a mysterious young wizard named Waylon North appears and asks for Sidel's help. He's got a shocking secret that could stop a war between kingdoms, if he can reach the capital with news in time. North needs a navigator who can mend his magical cloaks, and Sidel is perfect for the job. As Sidel and North race against the clock to deliver their message, they must contend with unusually wild weather and a dark wizard who will do anything to stop them. But suddenly, earthquakes and freak snowstorms may not be a coincidence. As Sidel discovers more about North's past and her own strange abilities, she realizes that the fate of the kingdom may rest in her fingertips. So that's Brightly Woven, and I'm going to show you some of the pictures here. Actually, let's see if I can get close up on the cover because it's woven and it's actually got like thread or cording or something as the title. Love that attention to detail. So here is a page early on. You can see some of the characters and some of the styling. And then here's one a little bit later that has some of that freak weather they were talking about. Might look familiar lately. So that's Brightly Woven by Alexandra Bracken, adapted by Leigh, Dragoon, and Kit Seaton. Next up, we have one that I think is going to be really popular called Fantastic Tales of Nothing by Alejandra Green and Fanny Rodriguez. I just think the art looks really eye-catching and like it would be really appealing to what I see folks taking out when they come in. Welcome to Nothing. Despite its name, this is a fantastic land where humans and magical Vulcan coexist peacefully. At least they try. This is the tale of Nathan, an ordinary human, or so he thinks, living an ordinary life, or so he wishes. Everything changes when he meets Haven, a mysterious creature who is neither human nor Vulcan. Oh, and the two of them are being chased by Vulcan mercenaries, a grumpy wolf named Bardo, and a delightful crow named Cinna. Nathan soon learns he has mysterious powers, even though humans aren't supposed to have magic. But there's no time to dwell on that because this discovery sets the group on a perilous quest across windswept terrain, through haunted forests, and in ancient tombs. Nathan and his unlikely friends must prevent an impending war and defeat a dark evil to save their land. No pressure, of course. If they fail, everything will turn into, well, nothing. So, this is Fantastic Tales of Nothing. And I think the artwork for this, for me, reminds me, it's like very cinematic. I checked, it's not a Disney book or anything, but the art stylings are very Disney-ish, if you see what I mean when you look here. It almost reminds me of like storyboards or concept art for an animated movie. So if you like that kind of cartoon style, you might want to check this one out. Here's another one later where you can see some of the other characters. Very exciting. The last book today is by a very popular author, Svetlana Chmakova, who you might know from the Awkward series of books. This one is the Weirn books, Be Wary of the Silent Woods. In the night realm, vampires, shifters, weirns, and other night things passing for human prowl the streets. But they still have to go to school. Alis and Naya are pretty average students, not losers. But when a shadow starts looming and a classmate gets all weird, they are the first to notice. It gets personal, though, when Naya's little brother Desh disappears. It's time to confront the secrets of the Forbidden Mansion in the Silent Woods. So here we have another adventure story, and if you like the art style from Awkward, you can see the character design is very similar. I really liked this page. It has some background of that like mansion that was mentioned in the description, and I love that. I love her pastel kind of palettes, and you can see some of the characters here. Very, very similar styles to her contemporary books as well, but with a little bit of a fantasy or adventure twist. I hope that you found something that you'd like to check out. All of these books are available in print format at the library. You can call 203-775-6241 for help with that, or you can place holds online for curbside pickup, and we can get them to you to read. Please also do fill out a form for personalized reading suggestions, or again, if that's too much for you, maybe request a surprise super secret book bag for some surprises. And until next time, have a great week.